As you're aware that new sections were introduced in the Finance Bill 2021 for deduction and collection of TDS at higher rates if the person to whom you are making the payment had not filed his return for 2 years. And in this case, a higher rate of TDS or TCS was applicable. But there were practical problems with that, and we had to check multiple times the person whether he's a specified person or not. So the government has considered that favorably and made some changes, and now we have to check only for one financial year whether he has filed the return or not. So this is the basic change, and we'll be talking about in this video about in great details about the same. Hello everyone, I'm Rajiv from Webtel, and today in this video I'm going to tell you the various details about higher TDS TCS applicable in the case of non-filers of ITR with the various new amendments that are applicable from this current financial year 2022-23. And I have also discussed about the various practical aspects and role of the deductor or the collector for charging higher rate of TDS. So today we will discuss about higher TDS and TCS in case of non-filers of ITR. This was already applicable, and there are some changes which we will see what are the changes. So let us talk about section 206AB/206CCA, which relate to higher TDS or TCS as the case may be, and the persons on whom this will be applicable will be referred to as the specified persons. And what will be the rate applicable? Let us see. It will be 2 times the prescribed rate or 5%, whichever is more. So if we take an example of an individual contractor, in which the case the applicable rate under section 194C is 1%. In the case of non-filer of ITR, if this person is an individual contractor is a non-filer of ITR, he has not filed his ITR, in that case the rate will be higher of 2% and 5%. So higher of the 2 is 5%. So in this case, if he has not filed ITR, you will have to deduct TDS at the rate of 5%. So what all will happen while we try to find out the specified persons for this purpose? Now the government wants that government has done a lot to discourage people from not filing ITRs, and that is why they levy interest also for late filing of ITR. But it has gone another step forward, and it now wants even the deductors and collectors to identify non-filers of ITR and deduct TDS at the rate of a higher percent, as I told you. And now the question will arise, how do we have to find that out? The government has given that facility at one of its portal, which I'll just now show to you. Before that, let us understand in detail who is a specified person. A specified person is a person who has not filed ITR for the financial year preceding the financial year in which tax is required to be deducted or collected, for which the due date of ITR is over. So, and additionally, TDS or TCS or both in his case, in the earlier year for which ITR has not been filed, should be 50,000 rupees or more. So even if it is 50,000 rupees, then this condition will apply. Now another question will arise whether these sections 206AB and 206CCA are applicable in all the sections. They are applicable in most of the sections. There are a few exceptions which we can see on the screen in the case of salary or premature withdrawal of EPF, winnings from lotteries, resources, etc., purchase of immovable property, and some specified payments by individuals, HUF, where tax audit is not applicable, or even in the case of withdrawal in cash from banks, section 194N. In all these cases, higher TDS or TCS is not applicable. So TDS or TCS will be applicable at the normal rates. Another exception is a case where these sections are applicable in the case of non-residents also. So, but in the case of a non-resident who does not have a permanent establishment or PE in India, in that case, these sections will not be applicable. Otherwise, they will be applicable. So, if a non-resident has a PE in India, in that case, these sections will be applicable, and so a higher TDS or TCS will be applicable as the case may be. But in these cases, you have to carry out the necessary due diligence in respect of non-residents about applicability of these sections. There's another new section, section 194S, TDS on transfer of virtual digital assets like Bitcoin, etc. This is applicable with effect from 1st July 2022, and the rate of TDS is 10%. But this in this section 206AB and 206CCA, these sections will be applicable even in this case, section 194S, but in few cases these higher rates will not apply. What are these cases? Let us see. Basically, in the case of individual and HUF or HUF who is carrying on a business and the sales turnover is up to 1 crore rupees in the previous financial year, or if the person is carrying on a profession and the gross receipts are up to 50 lakhs in the previous financial year, or in the case of an individual or an HUF who is not engaged in any business or profession. In all these cases, this section 206AB and 206CCA will not apply. That means that TDS at normal rates will be applicable and not the higher rate. Now, how will we do the compliance check for these sections? Let us see that. First of all, we have to register at a portal of the government that is called the reporting portal. The address you can see at the screen. And there the government has given the facility of single PAN search or multiple PAN or the bulk utility to check the applicability of these sections. So, this will help you to find out whether the deductee or collectee is a specified person or not. And you can also download the information in PDF format also. And this checking of the status is to be done only once during the financial year, and subsequent checking is to be done only for people who are non-filers or other specified persons. Once a person is not a specified person, in that case there is no need to check the status of the person during the same year. So how do we register on the reporting portal? Let us see. You can see on the screen we have to go to the reporting portal. This address is given on the left hand side, as you can see. You can click on register. It will directly navigate you to the e-filing portal, that is the incometax.gov.in, and here you will have to register your TAN. And once you log in your portal, in your TAN login, there under the pending actions you can see reporting portal option. You click that, it will take you to the portal, and there you click the relevant option, that is new registration, and there you will have to fill the category of TAN in which you are registering, and also give the various other details as you can see on the screen. Then you will have to click on the add principal officer, and the principal officer details need to be given. He's the person who is designated by the entity to log in and use this functionality. Once you successfully submit this information, 16-digit number Income Tax Department reporting entity identification number will be generated, and this process of registration is over. So how do we use the reporting portal? Once you click on go to the portal and click on compliance check on for section 206AB and 206CCA, and you use the user ID and password. Thereafter you will get the option of PAN search of single PAN as well as a bulk facility to check the PAN in bulk. This is the single facility wherein you can enter any PAN of the deductee or the collectee and enter the captcha, and thereafter the information will be available whether the person is a specified person or not, as you can see on the screen. You can also take a printout of or the PDF of this information if it needs to be shared with somebody. Similarly, the bulk option is also there, and they have given the option to download the CSV template. You can download this template and punch in or copy the various PAN numbers that you have for which you need to check the status, and once you've done that, you can upload this file. The file could be something similar like this, and you can upload it at the portal. And please remember, up to 10,000 records can be used in this Excel file. If you have more records, then more files have to be uploaded one by one. So you can upload the CSV file, and then you can choose the relevant file and upload CSV, submit. And once you have submitted, the option will come uploaded. Thereafter it will become available and after some time it will become downloaded, and later on, once you download it, it will change to link expired. And something similar to like this, which you can see on the screen with PAN, masked name, it does not show the full name, the name is masked, the PAN allotment date, PAN Aadhaar link status, even this information is available here. And finally, the information that we have been looking for, whether the person is a specified person or not, that information is available in the last column. Now I've told you the basic things. Now let us also try to understand practically how we will do this whole exercise for the financial year 2022-23, which is this year financial year, because many of you have might not have done this exercise till now. So what is to be done? Let us try and understand. So you upload the list of PAN where TDS or TCS is expected to be applicable in financial year 2022-23 in the specified template on the reporting portal. Thereafter, you will get the information from the portal whether the person is a specified person or not. This information will be available, and the specified person, let me repeat, will be a taxpayer who has not filed his ITR for assessment year 21-22 and aggregate of TDS or TCS of rupees 50,000 or more in financial year 2021 is applicable in this case. That means TDS or TCS of 50,000 or more has been deducted or collected in his case, but still he has not filed ITR. Let us also remember that during financial year 22-23, no new names will be added to the list of specified persons. Once we have checked this information at the beginning of the financial year, that will be the final thing, and no new names will be added to this list. So this is a taxpayer friendly measure, and because they have changed from 2 years to 1 year, this checking of the status of the filer or non-filer, it is only because they want to make it easier for you, because you do not have to check it multiple times during the year. That is why this period has been brought down to 1 year now. Now question will arise when the specified person will become non-specified person during this financial year. That is when the normal rate of TDS or TCS will be applicable. So first case will be the filing of a valid ITR, that is filing and verification of the same for assessment year 21-22 during financial year 22-23. Removal from the list of specified persons will be done on the date of filing of the valid ITR during financial year 22-23. The second case would be filing of valid ITR, that is ITR filed and verified for assessment year 22-23, next financial year. And here the removal will be done on the due date for filing of ITR for assessment year 22-23 or on the date of actual filing of valid return, that is filed and verified, whichever is later. Third case would be of removal from the list of specified persons if the aggregate of TDS and TCS in the case of the specified person in the financial year 21-22 is less than rupees 50,000. Even in that case, he will be removed from the list of specified persons, and this will be done on the first due date under section 139 subsection 1 falling in the financial year 22-23, which for financial year 22-23 will be 31st July 2022. And the final case for removal from the list of specified persons is when belated and revised TDS or TCS returns of the relevant financial year are filed during financial year 22-23, and the same will also be considered for removing persons from the list of specified persons on a regular basis. So we have already seen how we can know the status of the specified person, whether he is a filer or non-filer, from the reporting portal of the government. We can do that one by one using single PAN, or we can upload Excel template punching in all the required PANs, and then that information is available after some time. It's not available immediately in the case of bulk status checking. That we have seen already. Now let us see how things can become much simpler if we are using the TDS software. Here in the TDS software, we have given this option of return filing status. Let us click that, and when you open it for the first time, you will have to punch in the user ID and password of the reporting portal. You will have to save it and then click on get status. After clicking on get status, after some time you will get this information of all the parties whose party masters have been created in TDS, and it will give you the name, the PAN, whether TDS and TCS at higher rate is applicable or not, the Aadhaar PAN linking status, the PAN allotment date also, and when this status has been updated, and any remarks if any. So all these parties are appearing, 684 records are there, as you can see. And if we want to see the pending cases where the PAN is invalid, in some cases the PAN could be invalid, so pending shows us the invalid PAN, so we have to correct those first. If we want to see the verified cases, so it will show for all the parties whether the TDS TCS at higher rate is applicable or not. Then if we want, it is also showing the PAN, PAN Aadhaar linking status, PAN allotment date, updated date, etc. And if we want to see only the specified persons, because that's important, we have to deduct TDS or TCS at a higher rate, so we can click on the specified persons. If we want to see the Aadhaar PAN linking status, that's also available for the parties where the linking has not yet been done. So this is how we will get that, and it will show the total number of records. And if we want to search for a particular PAN, we can punch in that PAN number and search information about that. Or if we want to make this PAN wise, we can click here and get the PAN wise status. So by using the software, you can see how things have become much simpler. And later on also, if you want to check for the specified persons, you can later on check after they have filed the return, or some changes have been made in the TDS returns, etc. You can check the status for the specified persons. It need not be checked for all the parties again during the year. So you have seen how using TDS software, things have become much simpler, compliances have become much simpler. I hope by now you must have understood the various changes into section 206AB and 206CCA, and with a better understanding of the practical aspects and the activities relating to the deductor or the collector. And if you want to know more about the TDS solution which I just used to show you how we can make this exercise simpler, because there is a normal procedure of doing the things also, and in the software, TDS software, we have given you the option whereby at a click of a button you can get a list of the specified persons. So you can write to us, you can know more about this and get in touch with the email ID or the phone numbers which are provided on the screen, so that you can understand these things better, and people from Webtel can guide you properly. So give a thumbs up and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you found this video helpful. Next Tuesday we'll be coming out with another interesting video to make compliances better for you and easier as well. Till then, stay safe and stay tuned for a better compliance journey. Thank you so much.